Hello, everyone. I'm back today with a short guide on a couple of the tools we've been using in Cubical. Once again, Cubical is a 3D modeling tool we are using, but it is just technically a Minecraft world edit tool. So to get us started, I'm going to have to make a new file. Remember, making a new file is in the top left. It is this little plus all the way up in the corner. I'm going to click on that. And for the purpose of today, I'm going to make it 30 by 30 by 30. I'm going to give this project a name. I'm just going to call it demo. You should name yours whatever you see fit for your project. So, a quick recap of our tools or how to use the different functions. W, A, S, and D on your keyboard are how you move. So W to go forward, S to go backwards, A to go left, D to go right. Okay. Clicking removes a block. Right clicking places a block. If you're using a Chromebook, holding down Alt on your keyboard and clicking counts as a right click, and it is the way I would suggest you do your clicking. If it gets stuck for whatever reason and just keeps clicking while you're not holding it anymore, just hold down Alt again and click it again. This is a known bug that we've run into a couple of times. And with all that said, let me get started with the first thing we went over yesterday, which was using the fill selection. So I'm going to press escape so that I can move my mouse around normally. I'm going to go up here on the wrench tool. I'm going to click on this blue box and I'm going to click fill selection. You can see I have the choice of changing my material. I'm going to change it to nothing, actually. I'm going to leave it as stone. And now I'm back in my window. To use the fill selection properly, I'm going to right click here. And I'm not holding down right click. I just right clicked. Now I'm going to move over here. And I'm going to go, let's say, 6 blocks up. Okay, so there's my 6 blocks up. If I wanted to adjust this so that it didn't have the blue, the red, or the green outline, I could always right click this corner and just shift it over one, and that would put it within the bounds. But this is not something I expect you all to do. It is just something that I would like to show you is possible. And now that I have this whole area outlined, I'm going to press escape again to move my mouse, and I'm going to click on run. Now that I've done that, I press Control plus D on my keyboard to deselect, and here I am now with my area that I wanted to have built. The next tool I showed you how to use was the bump brush. So I'm going to press escape. I'm going to go up to the brushes, which is again in this top right corner. And the bump brush is the second option. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to turn up the strength to, let's say, a 4. Because I want to make my hills. So I'm okay with having them bump up pretty quickly. And I'm going to right click, right click, right click, right click. Because right clicking is the only way to get these tools to work. I'm going to go back to the back here and I'm going to click it from the back edge because this is how I'll get the highest hill all the way up against the back wall. I'm going to fill in the middle here. And again, because we are, artists, we are just making some visual variety in our project by adding these caves in, or adding these mountains that will end up becoming our caves. I don't want that blue to raise up too much. Not that it super matters, but I'm going to keep my flat area here in the beginning so that I can have a place where my cave entrance will be. And now I'm going to use the last tool that I showed you how to use when I showed you how to make your land, and that was the overlay brush. So I'm going to press escape one more time. I'm going to go to the brushes. I'm going to go down to overlay. And now, as I said before when we were in class, you have the selection of a top, a middle, and a bottom. Then you can say how deep the top blocks go, how deep the middle blocks go, and how deep the bottom blocks go. I want to have my top be grass, just in this case. I want my next blocks to be stone, and my next blocks to be dirt, and my bottom blocks to be stone. So I don't have to change anything. Once again, the way this brush works, if I right click here, you can see I have one layer of dirt. That is why there's a 1 in the top depth. I have 2 layers of the dirt with no grass. So that's these middle blocks, and that's the 2. And then below that, I have stone. It's supposed to go down for 4 layers, but since I started with stone, it'll just go straight down to stone after the dirt. So I'm going to paint my entire top of my area and just cover it all up because I don't want to just have a big old stone platform with no variety on it. Now, this is what I showed you how to do in class, but what I want you to know is that we can go a step further and you don't have to have it just be all grass and dirt, because while this is a little bit more varied, it's still not completely, a bunch of different things going on and textures and so on. So I'm going to very quickly change my overlay. I'm going to make my top block into snow, which is, that's packed ice. Where's the regular ice? Here's ice, here's snow. So I'm going to change this to snow. I'm going to change my middle block to ice. And then I'm going to leave the last block as stone. And I'm just going to use this overlay on the tops here, the highest parts. And I'm going to turn up the strength just a little bit, or the size. I'm going to make it an 8. And I'm just going to tap right here, tap over here, tap over there, tap over there. And just like that, I've added a little bit more variety to my surface up here on the top. A little bit of snow, a little bit of ice. This is, again, just something, an option for you. You can create your overlay however you like. You can change it however you like. I want you guys to experiment and create things that you want to create. So now my top area is all snow and ice. I've got like a mountain aesthetic going on. And I just think it just adds a little bit more variety. If I wanted to, I could go down here and break a little bit of the earth and add some water there, like a little pond by my entrance, which I think I'll just go ahead and do that. So let me grab a block here, and I'm just going to punch out an area right here, just as a small, not too involved little watery piece. I'm going to change my brush by pressing E. Let's see, water. And I'm just going to place water right in here. And this will be like my little watery spot next to the entrance of my cave. Just something to add a little bit more detail to my cave. If I wanted, because I've done the snow and the ice up here, I could always add some snow blocks around this grass area just to add more to that frosty aesthetic. But I don't want you to spend too much time doing that if it's going to take away from the main thing, which is making our cave residence for our fictional character, monster, whatever it is that we are building a house for. That's all I've got for you today. Again, this was just a review of the things that we went over in class. If you have any other questions, I would suggest asking them in class. This video is just here so that you can pause and replay the different things that I did in case you just needed some extra help. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day.